Hey, I'm Brae from Dear Seattle, and I'm here chatting with Milky. So Dear Seattle kind of started as a hardcore band, actually, like hardcore screamo kind of music. And I think we was all just from meeting at shows and kind of like hanging out and starting to realize that each other played the instruments that we did. We were all kind of friends of friends and everything. And then, eventually just decided, because a lot of our friends were playing in bands as well, like Trophy Eyes and Perspectives and stuff like that. We were like, that seems like a pretty cool thing to do. And so, we just got together and started playing music. It was awesome. Like, we just kind of fell in love with it from that point on and started, I think, for what people know as Dear Seattle now, it like kind of just changed with like our taste in music. Like as we started to get into different styles and all that kind of stuff, the music kind of shifted from more of like a screamo hardcore band into like what it is today, like a bit more alt rock and that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's kind of where DS came from originally. So Way Out's is a bit of an interesting one because I feel like its meaning has changed a fair bit over the last like couple years since I wrote it. But originally it was a lot to do with like mental health and kind of just feeling like you just want to find the easy way to fix everything, but you can't, and you keep kind of hitting these roadblocks, and it's affecting the rest of your life, like your relationships with other people and how you interact just as a person, and you're just fed up with it and you really just want to move on. But yeah, over the years I think that's kind of changed and stuff, and I've actually found a lot more meaning in it in terms of like my own relationships with other people, like my partner, my friends, my family, everything. I think it's like a lot of the time we forget to just like take the time to look after ourselves and just spend a moment thinking about how we feel and who we are, I guess, because of the reason that we want to just like appease other people and like make them feel as good as possible. So I think I really started to realize that the song has a bit of a deeper meaning of like, you really need to look out for yourself as well as other people in life. Otherwise things can get pretty tough. Let me drift away if one day we'll be better off that way. I feel like that's the one. I think it's just like, I feel like that kind of sums up the whole premise of the song in such a nice, like, compact sentence. Think of it like a dormant volcano coming to life. It's like, I feel like, honestly, like, as a band, DS is so focused on live. Like, everything that we do is for the sake of, like, will it help the live performance? And that's the reason why we love it and why we do it, along with songwriting. But, like, the live thing is that, like, the thing that we all get the most gratification out of. So, yeah, I feel like it's been amazing, like, even just being able to get in a rehearsal space together and start playing music and playing loud music as well. And so, yeah, we're all just super, super pumped to be playing live again. I think live music in general, like not even just our shows, I think just in the broader scheme of everything is just such an important thing culturally and just like mentally for people, because it's such an incredible place to just like release everything that you're feeling and like have this cathartic sense of like, oh, I'm like feeling all these things and I can just like wear them on my sleeve when I'm at a show and just like point and yell, and like you're there with however many 100 other people doing the exact same thing at the same time. And I feel like it's just such an important thing, especially now after lockdown and COVID and everything, to be able to come together like that and really feel like the music scene is a community again and like start putting yourself around like-minded individuals. So yeah, I feel like it's super important. Domestic Lala is basically the perfect record label for us to be on, just because. So Tids, as the head of the label, who, as many people know, is the guitarist of Violent Soho, he just gets us and just understands where we come from and why we think the way we do. And we had like a really big meeting with him when he was first chatting to us and kind of deciding if he wanted to sign the band. And we were just talking about music and like all of these bands and stuff. And like he was just us, but a bit older. Like he had done all of the things we wanted to do, and you know, he just like came from this, he was cut from the same cloth, let's put it that way. We just felt really comfortable, and like I don't think we ever would have really signed a record deal, I don't think, if it wasn't for him as a person, just because of that fact. I think, we had a few meetings with a bunch of other labels and stuff like that, and while they all had really good offerings to put in front of us, I think we just really knew exactly what we wanted, and we just kind of needed that specific person to take us to that next step. And since then, the label's just grown, and like there's heaps of awesome bands on it now, and it's becoming like a real family, and it's awesome. It's a perfect place to be for us. An album, definitely, which is heaps exciting to say. I can't say exactly when just yet, but yeah, we've finished the album, which we are so stoked on. Like, it feels like such a nice step up. And then since then, because of lockdown, we weren't able to tour or do anything else that we wanted, so we decided, let's actually just make good use of the time, and we decided, all right, let's just get back into the studio and record all of the B-sides that didn't make it to the album. So there's heaps and heaps and heaps of music. So music and touring. Rage Against the Machine, Blink-182, Radiohead, Oasis, and let's say Turnstile. I'd bring Jerry Finn back to life, producer of Blink-182. All the good albums. I would say Parachutes by Coldplay, their first record. I'm going to say Fly Again by Turnstile. Oh, this is a great one. I couldn't do any better than what it already is, but I think Interstellar would be the movie that I would go for sure. Let's go Hannah Montana. This is fun. I hate the sound of my own voice, so I don't really like any songs, but favourite song to sing, let's go Live Forever by Oasis. The first one that I went to myself without parents was The Getaway Plan at Utopia Records on Broadway back in the day. And the first one that I went to in general was Tom Jones and John Farnham at the Domain. That is so hard. I feel like I'll go... One of the best live performances I've ever seen was Tame Impala at Splendor in the Grass, the year that we played. That was mind-blowing. I'm not sure which one came first, but it was either Elefunk by the Black Eyed Peas or Songs About Jane by Maroon 5. Stinky Spice. I think Splendor's definitely one. But besides that, I think the first show that we ever played at Yaya's, and it was on the Cut You Deep tour just after the EP came out, and we were like, did not expect the reaction. It was like, I think the first song we played was The Things You Do, and at the end of it there's like a big sing-along section kind of thing that we just didn't play live because we just would normally leave it and ring out and start the next song, but everyone in the crowd started singing it, and we were just like, holy shit. We all just looked at each other and we were like, this is actually real. Like, it's become like a thing that people care about now, and so that's pretty memorable for us. I love like electronic music, and I would say probably like either John Hopkins or Fred Again. Pretty much any of the bands that like we grew up listening to, like Title Fight, Bring Him Back, Turnstile, Balance Composure, Bring Him Back, Silverchair, Bring Him Back. Just so many. In recent times, I'd probably say Jaguar Jones. I feel like she's had an amazing impact on our music industry. Just because you're hell rich doesn't mean you should spend all your money. Let's go wishful thinking. When I was younger, I think I really gravitated towards it as a coping mechanism, especially after my dad passed away when I was quite young. So I think that moment really led me down the track of like starting to be a bit more emotionally aware and really wanting to like explore my emotions. And I think the best way that I could do that was just by writing it out and putting it on paper. And then, just randomly I decided one day that I wanted to turn that into a song and see how it sounded, and I loved the whole process of it. So I think that's really what led me to it.